Come on in, pull up a chair and take a load off, because today I'll be unboxing and taking a first look at Dark Rituals, Malleus Maleficarum from Dark Gate Games. And I'll be diving into this miniatures-driven, horror-infused game of the Middle Ages right after this. Howdy, 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 gang. Happy holidays, and welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host here at the Gaming Gang channel. As I mentioned in the open, I am going to be unboxing and taking a first look at Dark Rituals in just a moment. But first, I do want to remind you, if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already, and if you do subscribe, ding that bell. It'll not only let you know when I upload videos such as this, it'll also let you know when my live stream, The Dispatch, airs Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Without further ado, we are taking a look at Dark Rituals, Malleus Maleficarum from Dark Gate Games. It's designed by Filippo Chirico, taking a guess on that pronunciation, with artwork also provided by Filippo Chirico and Alexei Papavisi. This game is for 2 to 5 players, ages 14 and up. It plays in 60 to 90 minutes. This is actually heading out to backers following a successful Kickstarter. We're going to take a look at the core game, one of the expansions, as well as the Kickstarter extras, the unlocked stretch goals, as well as an extra miniature character, the Swordsman, which altogether carries an MSRP around $220. So let's swing on over to the other camera here and get our first look at Dark Rituals, Malleus Maleficarum. So let's flip this over to the box back here. It says, on many planes of existence, turn and churn. Occasionally words come into alignment. For brief moments in the multiverse's timescale, these conjunctions allow objects to slip from one world to another, sometimes unnoticed, sometimes causing absolute chaos. Dark Rituals is an asymmetric one versus many game for 2 to 5 players. A small band of heroes defends villagers from a coven of witches. One player, the Witch Master, controls the Legion of Darkness, and 1 to 4 heroes battle the Witch Master in this miniatures-based board game set in a magic-infused Middle Ages realm. All right, we're going to dive on in. Let's take this shrink wrap off. This is a pretty large box, as you can probably tell. It's a pretty deep box here. And as I mentioned, we are not only going to be looking at the core game here, I also have the Cursed Fjord, which is the major expansion for the game, as well as the Swordsman. And this box contains all of the Kickstarter exclusive stretch goals. So we're going to take a look at all of this. We're going to take our time, peek on through. I will save the miniatures till last because we will zoom in to get a better look at the minis. So let's crack this on open, see what we've got inside. I'll tell you, the artwork is pretty creepy. It's pretty dark. All right. So do not eat this silica gel. So we've got the rule book. Take a look at the rule book there. We've got some cards. Looks like we've got some player boards as well as some punch boards and a slew of miniatures. I believe there are 50 miniatures that do come with the core game. I think the core game is going to carry an MSRP around $125. Don't quote me on that because I do not have the specific information just yet. As I mentioned, this is being fulfilled to backers of the Kickstarter right now, so things could change. All right, so we're going to move those minis out of the way for a moment here. First off, let's take a look at the rule book. Let's see what we've got here. Pretty thick. How many pages are we clocking in at here? 58, including the back page. All right, so we get a game component. So we've got 6 double-sided map tiles. We've got the different witches, minions, creatures, the heroes. Looks like we also have the serfs, possessed serfs. Some of the other items here as well. It's giving us a breakdown of each of these items. So this is the hero dashboard. We've got an attribute board, hero weapon cards, alchemy books, and serf IDs, as well as loot cards, which are upgrades. These are loot card artifacts down here, right here. Loot cards, blood magic, and botanical cards, which contain, looks like ingredients for us to maybe make potions for our characters. Get a witch ID, their misery board, exhausted stamina sheet, witch's grimoire, a Dark Legion ID card. We've got demon ID cards, witchcraft cards, summoning creatures, black magic, as well as plague cards, showing us the setup of the game as well. The hero play area, Witchmaster's play area, seeded loot deck, making it easier for heroes to find items that they're able to use. We need to seed the loot deck. Okay. Some of the core concepts of the game. Looks like we're playing the game in rounds with an activation phase. Actions, reactions, and abilities. The Tree of Despair. Stamina. Characters and miniatures. The attributes and attribute boards. Let's make sure that this is nice and focused here, because we are going to actually be changing our focus quite a bit especially when we start taking a look at the miniatures here. It's talking about the game details, common actions, attacking and moving, picking things up, dropping things, possessing a serf, saving a burning witch, trading, reviving characters, summoning minions, summoning witches. And we've got common reactions, aiding, defending. We've got our combat here, ranged attacks, resolving how to resolve the attacks, modified attacks and defense, defeated characters. So we've got chest tokens and botanical tokens, alchemy. As I mentioned, this is a game for ages 14 and up, not just necessarily because of kind of the art style, pretty much, because it looks pretty grim, but also this looks like a fairly detailed game with quite a few things for you to wrap your head around. Talking about spreading plague. Oh, we get some advanced rules with demons. Got encounters and campaigns. Got some artwork for, I guess, I'm going to take a guess these are demons here. Or no, possessed serfs, that wouldn't be a demon. Just some more artwork of some of the baddies. And then we've got some encounters. So we have the first ritual, Witch in the Tower, Captive Witch, The Cavern, Part 1, Village, Part 2, Blood Crystal, so that's our 6th encounter. And then we've got the Hollows, Possession, Protected. Is that the final one? Encounter 9? No, Encounter 10, the final battle. Nice. And then we've got a bit of a cheat sheet on the back, a bit of a player's aid for us as well. So those are the rules. And as I mentioned, what were they? 58 pages? 60 pages, actually, grand total here. So those are the rules. Let's take a look here. We've got our player boards. No, these are demons. These are the demons here. These are witches, it looks like, right? Player boards might actually be cardstock, so we'll find out. Or maybe not. No, these are Yeah, these are our heroes. So we've got 4 heroes here. We have Wolgar, Kurthaus, Corday, and Batista. Almost kind of looks like a cleric, a knight, a fighter of some sort, a rogue, and I don't know. I was going to say magic user, but that does not necessarily look like a magic user to me. So those are the player boards. These are the witches. So we have Hagatha, Ikarek, and Pekka. And these are dual-sided on these. Let's see what this is over here. These are some sort of cards. Okay, so these are the player ability cards, because here is Batista, Corday, Kurthaus, Wolgar, and then I believe that is one of the demons there. And then this looks kind of like maybe this is the Witchmaster's board here with different things that they can do. So we've got those. Then we got quite a few punch boards. So let's start taking a peek at some of these punch boards here. So this is one of the boards that the players use to track various items, because that's what I saw before. So we've got like droplets of blood. Actually, it's upside down. Let's flip it around like that. We got different tokens here, different icon tokens. These look like these might be for botanical items there. Those are chests. Looks like these might be some magical items down there as well. And dual-sided. So that's the first one. Here's the next one. Kind of the same. In fact, it looks like it's exactly the same. Got the different boards here as well. I'm going to take a guess. We punched this out, and we may have some cubes that we use to mark these different areas as well. This looks like this is the attribute board, I should say. Then we get what looks like the location boards. So this is A1, dual-sided. Yep. So we've got different locations here. This almost looks like it's like a farmhouse with some outbuildings here. Looks like a wolf. Her dog has been slayed. This looks like this is kind of a cavern here. All right, next location. Maybe this is supposed to be a town. And then this looks like that's a tomb over here as well. Nice thick cardstock. These are nice and solid here. So all in all, we're going to have, 12 locations, A's and B's. So it's like a larger location here. This looks like this might be a church. So it appears to be here. And I'm going to take a guess this arrow is pointing to where is the entrance to that locale. This looks like looks like a pit of some sort. This looks like a tower. And just a dilapidated building. Got another building here. Almost looks like that's a ghost, but I think it's supposed to be maybe water. All right. And then standing stones of some sort around a pool? Interesting. Okay, so we've got all the different boards. We've got the punch boards here as well. The character abilities cards, the demon cards, our hero boards, as well as our rule book. So I'm going to move this out of the way because we're going to take a look further into the box, because I'm going to take a guess underneath these miniatures. We may have something hiding. Ha ha! There we go. So we've got these two plastic inserts. And this has, looks like there's our cubes that I was talking about that we would have. We got, looks like some custom dice. Got some cards in here as well. We will come back to these to take a look at the different miniatures when we zoom in and get a better look at the minis. So next, let's take a peek at the expansion. Let's move that out of the way. The Cursed Fjord. So it says, an outcast on Nemos, Skriga was drawn through the conjunction to the frozen Northlands. Who knows how many decades she lay trapped beneath the ice, feeling her magic fade, transformed from the rotting flotsam and jetsam that is human decay. When the ice began to thaw, she was a new witch. We might call her a necromancer, although she had no name for what she had become. This is the expansion. We've got more miniatures as well. Looks like we might have some new heroes to bring to the game also. And as we can see, this has a bit of a like a frozen north kind of vibe to it. So let's open this up. So we've got a short book here. And we've got these other items. We've got some new locations. Looks like we might have some punch boards as well. Got the minis. We will take a look at the minis once again when we dig into the miniatures. So we'll see what we've got here with the booklet. This is shorter. This may be 25 pages. Oh, not even 20. So we've got the rules here. So we've got new rules, water and witches, playing the expansion, wolves, Lindorm and wormlings. Got toad spawn. So we've got some new encounters. So we've got encounter 11, 12, 13, 14, burn it all, 15. Is that the last one or one more? Nope, that's the last one. Then we get some cool artwork. So there we've got the artwork. Let's see what we've got. So we've got a new witch, Skriga. And flipping this on over here. So it is dual-sided. I don't really see any difference between the two. And then the special abilities here have different numbers on them, and they have kind of odd names like Cowlin. It's like, okay. Right, here we got our new heroes. So let's take a look who we've got as far as the new heroes here. We've got Jarl, Bjorn. That's kind of cool. Wearing the bear. Alfrix, wearing a wolf. And Sikona. All right, so those are our new heroes. I think we're going to get some new ability boards here as well. Kind of surprised they put them in this little baggie here. Yep. So these are the new abilities that we've got. Or at least the different abilities for each of the heroes. And then we have for the witch, for Skriga. And then we have some new locations. So looks like some shattered boats. And it looks like a hut of some sort, or like a storage area that's been smashed up. Of an area looks like a ritual is taking place. Another house of some sort. a longboat that's been destroyed, and a long house right here. So that's a meeting hall. Then we have a bridge, as well as a couple more buildings. All right, and that is what we've got in the Cursed Fjord. Once again, like I said, we're going to take a look at the minis in that in just a moment. We'll look at the cards as well when we zoom in. So I'm going to get this out of the way. And you know what? Let's swing on over to taking a look at the miniatures, because I think the Kickstarter exclusives. Well, we'll look at the Swordsman here. All right, come on. Geez, this shrink wrap is a lot tougher than the other shrink wrap was. All right, so in this box here, we've got the Swordsman, which I believe is going to contain a miniature, as well as the hero card and everything. Yep, that's exactly what we've got. So it's Gerald, the Swordsman, and there is Gerald's ability card. Do we have a hero card here? Ah, yes, it's stuck in the box. There we go. So there is Gerald, our hero, the new weapon card. All right, so now let's zoom on in. Let's start taking a look at these miniatures, because I know that's what a lot of people want to check out. They want to see, what are these miniatures about? I'm going to zoom in as far as I can. Might as well start off by looking at the Swordsman here. Is this taped closed? No. Hooray! It's not taped closed. Although this is kind of a tight squeeze pulling that out. So we've got the Swordsman. So it looks like he's got a dirk or a dagger in one hand as well. Looks like he's got another sword on his back. Cool, nice. That's pretty nice looking there. All right, so that's the Swordsman. Now let me reach behind me and grab those miniatures that came with the core game that we'll start taking a look at. So we've got the first box. Let's take this plastic on off the top of that. So here we have, these are the serfs. Looks like this might be a possessed serf. Taking a stab here, just because of the pitchfork. That's why I'm thinking, okay, I'm taking a guess that's a possessed serf. And there are 6 of them. Let's make sure that we've got the focus as best we can here. So we've got those. And we got these other creatures. These are pretty wild. They're almost like their head is like in a stock. Got a big axe. There are 3 of these. Detail looks pretty solid. Looks like we've got good detail on these. And the plastic is not soft plastic. Let's double check with the pitchfork here. Nope. It is not that real soft plastic that you have to be real careful painting. You actually have to treat the plastic first to stiffen it up. All right, and then we've got, these look like these could be, I don't know, villagers? Maybe because they're just holding a wooden shield with an axe. They're not wearing armor or anything like that. And there are 3 of those. So we've got some smaller creatures here with that have their heads in the stocks with an axe as well. Taking a look at that. They almost look like they're hunchbacked. Or it's something that they're wearing. Have to take a look at the artwork to get a better feel. Now, these have got to be peasants because they're just standing there with a pitchfork. So there were 3 of those other creatures, and there are 3 of these. And I thought I saw, when I was looking at like kind of the numbers of the various different miniatures, I thought I saw where it said there were 6 serfs. All right, then we've got these kind of almost like bird creatures. I got to admit, I definitely dig the sculpts on these. Very creepy, very cool. So there's 3 of those. We've got 3 of these, which are very similar. I believe they may even be the same creature, just a different sculpt. And they have these almost like knife. Looks like they're holding them. They don't look like they're claws. Maybe they are claws. Very cool. Whoops. The way this is kind of sitting, it makes it a little odd to try to hold and turn a little bit so you can see it, because it's kind of almost like slumped over, almost like crouched down. All right, we got 3 of these. Ooh, that's pretty creepy. With the hook. So we've got this guy, and it's like a cart. Is he like moving along like on a cart? See the wheels? It's got chains all across him. So there are 3 of those, and then we also have 3 of these. It almost looks like same creature again, just a different sculpt. Because there's the hook and there's the cart or box or whatever. Yeah, it's a cart of some sort. Wow, that's weird. I'm telling you, these really do look like they'll paint up very, very nicely. Yeah, there's skulls on the chains and that. Okay, so that is the first of the inserts with all the miniatures. Let's take a look at the next one. This one has a huge mini. We'll take a look at the cards and the other items as well. Let's take a look at that first. All right, so we've got some green gems. We've got some different cubes. As I mentioned before, it looks like we've got some cutouts in the player boards that you use that you're going to be marking off with. We've got some red gems as well. Got those. We've got some discs for you to put your hero characters in. Got some extra baggies. And then we've got some custom dice in different colors. I wonder if they're all going to have the same symbols on them. Maybe not. Because we got 2 red, we've got 2 blue, we've got 3 green, we've got 3 yellow. So I'm taking a guess based on your action that you're going to be taking is what dice you'll be rolling. And then it's possible that as you improve like your equipment and things like that, maybe you roll multiple dice. I got to be honest. I know pretty much nothing about this game outside of the information that I saw as far as the Kickstarter. The fine folks over at Darkgate Games were kind enough to send me along this review copy. So, of course, I am going to take a much deeper dive into this game. So let's take a look at some of the minis. We'll take a look at some of the smaller ones first. And these look like these are more individual. This is the only one of this type here. It's carrying some sort of a standard. Almost looks like there's a tombstone on its back. I swear, I think that it is. It's supposed to be a tombstone. Right there, growing out of its back. So there's one of these. One of these almost looks like a plague doctor mask on for its face. It's kind of tall and gaunt. Kind of a pestilence, I should say, kind of character. We've got this creature here. Almost looks like it doesn't have a face. It's holding a lantern. Looks like it's a woman. A female character. Oh, no. It's two characters together. That's pretty wild. So it's almost like they're fused together here. And of course, there's only one of those. Then we've got this character here. It's like there's tentacles all around it. Oh, wow. It's pretty wild on the back. I'm going to save the heroes for last. Take a look at the really big boss monster in just a moment. All right, so there's another creature. Really wild. I gotta say, these are really wild looking. So there's one of those. One of these. Almost looks like he's pinned to a star or tied to a stock. Tied to a rod. Wooden rod of some sort. Got this kind of wispy looking character here. Almost looks kind of like a wraith or something like that. And then we've got these heads, these skulls. That's pretty wild. So we've got that. Once again, these are individual. There's only one of each. And we got a fairly large, almost like a tree creature. Like an old gnarled up tree. And then we have the big bad here. This is one big miniature. You can see right there. With the various different swords and scythes. Well, that is pretty impressive. All right, so let's see the heroes here. So we've got the one hero here with all these skulls, all these heads on his, like carrying along on like on a rack. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how heroic that is, but he is one of the heroes. Here's the other one. The other hero. This is kind of the rogue hero carrying a crossbow. I believe it's a female character here. All right. Then we've got the hero almost looks like he's a cleric. And then the final hero is the one who looks... I'm trying to get that other guy back in the box here. Doesn't seem to fit right. All right, and then the final hero is the one who looks like a knight. And the plate armor with the helm. All right, and then we've got different cards here. So we've got some standard size cards. And then we've got small European sized cards. Open these up real quick. The Hanged Woman, Scarecrow, Screaming Skulls, Tree of Despair, Vampiric Spirit. That's the one that kind of looked like the Wraith. Warped Wood. That's the kind of bigger kind of tree creature. Condemned. Mortis. Looks like this is the one that's got kind of that almost like a wheelbarrow that they're in. There's the Possessed Serf. So I was right. That is a Possessed Serf. Ravenous. The Farmer. Militia. That's what that was. That was Militia. Hero Summaries. Witchmaster Summaries. So these are little player aid cards. Dual-sided. These are also dual-sided. Trying to look to see. Looks like there really isn't any difference between those, though. Okay. So those are the bigger cards. Now let's take a quick peek at these small European-sized cards. Euro game-sized cards, I guess we'll say. I'm not going to look at all of these. We'll just kind of zip through some of these because I'm sure these are all different decks. These look like these are ingredients. It's Jack Award. Quite a few of these. Dragapels. And then these. Take a look at the different backs on them. So here it's showing that those are ingredients. These almost look like actions for the Witchmaster. Let's see. Doesn't look like a lot of them. These are the different actions that the Witchmaster gets to perform. The hero players may take one move action with the demon. The Witchmaster may activate the demon, activate the demon, activate the demon, attack with the demon. Demon attacks all targets in its area. Demon can't activate this turn. Then on here it says the demon attacks all targets in its area. And then Witchmaster may take two actions with the demon without exhausting any stamina. So these are the different actions that we saw in kind of like that chart, that little card. So what we got here? We got a bunch of these cards here. I think these are spells. Portal, Jump, Detonate, March, Shared Pain, Sidestep, Crush, Fail, Impervious, Favored Spell, Fleetfoot. I think these are different magics here. Oh, and then we've got some of the creatures, cards for the creatures. Vampiric Spirit, Scarecrow, Tree of Despair, Hanged Woman, Warped Wood, Screaming Skulls. Looks like we've got some character weapon cards. So we got Woolgar, Kurthouse, Corday, Batista. So it's just showing. I think I'm going to take a guess. These are their starting weapons, is my guess. Just like so. Plague. I think these are the plague cards that we ran across. All these different cards here. This is our final deck. I'm going to take a guess. These are probably items. Let's find out. Yep. Different items. Dragon Claw Ring. Serpent's Coin. Whoops. Not in focus again. All right, come on, you. There we go. Yeah, sometimes the autofocus on the Panasonic is not the greatest. So all different kinds of items here. Looks like we've got some spells. Yeah, it's various different items. So this is everything that's in the core game box. So we saw all of those miniatures. I believe altogether we've got 50 of them. We've got all the different punch cards. Kind of put all this stuff together here. Did I say punch cards? Punch boards with all the materials in there. We've got this stuff. It's kind of funny. I took it all out easily enough. Now let's try to get it placed back in and covered up. All right. So that's what we see. These are the miniatures that are in the core set. I'm going to take a look at the miniatures that are in the expansion here. We've got a lot of stuff we're taking a peek at here. Okay, so there's some big creatures here. Got some more cards. There's just extra different cards that are going to go in the decks. We're not going to take a peek at those. Got the different monsters here as well. Right, so let's take a look, see what we've got. We've got those rats. This looks like a bunch of rats on here. I think that's what it is. So there are 2 of those. Then we've got this weird looking thing. This looks like some sort of like a mutated toad of some sort. I think we will look at the monster cards so we get a better idea of what these things actually are. All right, so we've got these creatures here, these monsters here, and there are 6 of them. So we've got 6 of these monsters. We've got 2 of these. Two of these things here. Pretty wild. We've got one, looks like this is a werewolf. Or somebody wearing the skin of a wolf. All right, then we've got one of these. Some sort of wolf-like creature here. And then one of these. Then we've got 2 larger minis, and then I will show you the heroes. All right, so one of the larger ones. That's pretty wild. Looks like there's broken shields and things like that on it. It's tied with rope. It's like something out of John Carpenter's The Thing. And then we also have what looks to be, like, I would take a guess, is kind of like supposed to be like a frost giant skeleton. That's pretty wild. So it looks like he's got a rock on a chain here, as well as this huge cleaver-ish looking sword. All right, then we got the heroes. So I think this is the female hero of the group. And this is the one that's wearing the, isn't it wearing the bear pelt? And the one who's wearing the wolf pelt. And then this big berserker looking character as well. All right, real quick, we'll take a look at what some of these monsters are. So here, that's the one that looked kind of like a werewolf. There aren't a lot of cards in this expansion. The Acalia. I'm not even gonna. Bufo Maledictus. It's the thing that, like the toad thing. Uton, which has ice breath. So yeah, I guess maybe it is a skeleton of an ice giant. The Lindorm. This is the other real big one. Jogger. There's Toad Spawn here. The Wolf. And the Wormlings. All right. So those are the minis that come with the expansion. So finally, we're going to take a look at what is in this Kickstarter exclusives box. Once again, I have to move things around because you saw there's a bunch of stuff here. This is the Kickstarter exclusive stretch goals box right here. There you go. There you go, autofocus, which we're going to actually change the focus on this in a minute anyway. All right, let me get the shrink wrap off of this. I'm taking a guess that this is a lot of miniatures. That's my guess here. In fact, looks like maybe we've got some new heroes. Yep, we got new heroes in here as well. So we've got 2 trays of miniatures. And we've got some more cards. We've got more heroes. Looks like we've got 4 new heroes. Oh no, we got more than that. We've got Kenzu. We have Fatim. Dr. Schnabel, who is wearing a Plague Doctor mask. Magenta. Rhea. And Tuata. Chiota. Nice to see more female characters being added to the mix here. All right, let's take a look at the minis here. So here are the heroes right up up front to start off with. Once again, kind of make sure that we're getting a decent focus on these. So these are just individual. Carrying a halberd. As you can see, all these miniatures still have real nice detail. These will paint up really nicely. Here's the character with the plague doctor mask on. I'll take a guess they're probably an alchemist of some sort. And then this other hero here. Well, he looks more like a villain than a hero, but okay. Then we've got this kind of serpent sort of creature here. So one of those. There's one of these. They almost look like mutated rats of some sort. So there's one of those. We have two of these. So you can see the Nordic influence on some of the characters. And then there's almost like an Asian influence on some of these as well. So there's 6 of these minis. 6 of those. There is, all right, come on. This thing has wings. There's one of these. So that's rather creepy looking. So there's one of that. There's one of these. It's almost like some sort of it's like a shaman kind of character. Speaking of kind of like magic using characters here, it looks like some sort of enchantress almost. So these are all individual. So there's only one of each. There's 3 of these. Some sort of a tower. It's like flames licking up it. Oh, you know what? I think it's somebody tied to a stake. Like a burning witch or something. All right, so there's 3 of these. So that is the first of the inserts with all the various different miniatures. Got another one that this is going to have the cards and stuff, and these have some larger miniatures as well. So here we have, it's like these lost souls. It's like a bunch of peasants almost, right? Like lost souls. Okay, there's one of those. So it looks like all of these these will all be individual. There's only one of each of these. These almost look like, these are like flaming serpents of some sort. I'm afraid the video is probably not doing justice to these miniatures. All right, here we've got, all right, come on. I was going to say it looked like a mimic in there, and sure enough, it's a mimic. Ah! I was like, the mimic, you know, the ages old meme of the treasure chest. That's the mimic. pretty cool. Then this looks like some sort of a cage, almost. Just like so. And then we've got this thing. Jeez. So look at the back here. Look at the other side. Then we've got I was going to say it looks almost radish, but not really. It's got these big wheels on chains. Once again, these are all just individual. So I'm going to take a guess. These are more along the lines of kind of like the major. They're not witches, but they're like major demons. Got a little one here. Oops. Take a look at it from above. Like so. And something else that almost looks like it's inspired from John Carpenter's Thing. Because you can see like the human leg here. All right, and then we got 3 more fairly large ones. So we've got this here. Almost looked like the tail had like little faces on it. They do. They do have little faces here. That's wild. And this big monstrosity. Very nice. Very nice. All right. And then the final mini. A really weird looking creature with a huge club. Man. If you like painting gross stuff, you will definitely get a kick out of these monsters and demons and stuff like that in Dark Rituals. All right, so those are all the miniatures from the Kickstarter extras. Let's take a look. We'll finish up by looking at what these other creatures are. Astrolon, a bug patch. There you go. Chest mimic. Explotar, or Explotar. Hysteria. Luzmala. It's a man trap. There you go. Mort Ensemble. Munis. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's like a horse, or almost maybe it's a donkey that it's kind of mutated from. Pest Rotters. Skeetor. Zealot. Ah, it's a zombie wall. That's what it was. I thought they were like lost souls. Barbaros. And Thralls. And that is everything that comes in the Kickstarter extras, except for the larger cards, which are going to have the, I guess these are witches, because that is a witch. That is a witch card. Golis. Shalakasoma. What are these? Oh, here we go. We've got our ability cards for our heroes. Nice. So if you get the expansion as well as the Kickstarter extras, which I do believe you still have the ability to go out there and grab the late pledge, you get a grand total of 14 different heroes to choose from. All right. And that is everything from the core box for Dark Rituals, the main expansion. I showed you the Swordsman already, as well as the stretch goal Kickstarter extras. And we'll swing on over to the other camera, because I am going to do my best to get a review out there as soon as possible. There is a lot to unpack with this game, I'm telling you. So Dark Rituals, Malleus Maleficarum is from Dark Gate Games. And as I mentioned, it was a successful Kickstarter. And you will start seeing at least the core game arrive in stores soon. Probably, my guess is probably in January of 2021. Everything that I showed you carries around an MSRP of $220. All right, that is it for this time out. If you like this extra long video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, don't forget, ding that bell, because it'll not only let you know when I upload videos such as this, it'll also let you know when my live stream, The Dispatch, airs Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Of course, as I wrap up all my videos during this never-ending pandemic, I really do hope all of you out there are being smart and staying safe. Oh, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, if you'd like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, by all means, click right here. And if you'd like to check out one of our recent live streams, click right up top. And if you want to roll the dice and see what the algorithm for YouTube recommends, click right here. And of course, thank you once again for watching. And gang, please stay safe and wear a mask.